What's up, everyone? It's Loki Monster here, and we're picking up the Mossmere walkthrough at part 2 at the Mossmere Lake. So the first thing we want to do is head down here and find some frogzards. And this map is absolutely gorgeous, but unfortunately a little bit laggy, as you can see on mobile. It's a little jerky. But if you do find you're having lag issues, you can always drop your graphics down. So we're going to just kill a couple frogzars here, and it says we feel like we're being watched, so we have to go investigate that. And then the frogzar seems to drop just the same items as the green guard ones do, so we're checking this out. And oh, look, Kajit showed up. Hey, ooh, surprised. Kajit, what are you doing here? I want to help. But Kajit, it's dangerous out here. You could get hurt. Yeah, but Loki Monster, I want to become a guardian someday, and guardians help people who need help. And Rit needs help. Sigh. Alright, Kajit, but you gotta promise me you'll stand back. Promise. Promise. I thank you so much, Loki Monster. You're the best. I just love Kajit. He's so cute. So he says he wants to help. He even brought us some armor. So now we get to pick one of the belts. I know it's dangerous, but I want to be a guardian someday. And guardians always help people. It basically says exactly the same thing. So we are now going to kill some more frogzard. Looking for the ill one. And then we're going to kill the alpha zard. And you just follow your arrow, it'll lead you right to them, and then return to Kajit. None of these frogzards seems to be the one that attacked Rit. They're too normal. I have an idea. Oh yeah? What are you thinking? There's a couple who live in the middle of the lake. Rod and Real. I bet if anyone's seen a weird monster out here, it'd be them. Alright, Kajit, lead the way. So, when we turn this one in, we get a helm, and this time I've noticed there's two actual cloth helms. There's two different variants of it, so I'm going to try to find out what the difference between those variants are and try to show you what your choices are for those of you that haven't been able to run this yet. Though there's a sword and the stone, and we're heading over to the cabin. I wonder if Rod and Real have kids and their names are Hook, Line, and Sinker. So this is Rod, and he's the best fisher I ever met. Him and his wife, Real. Rod might be able to help him. You should talk to him. So we're just going to talk to Rod. Howdy, Kajit. Brought a friend with you? Are you two looking to do some fishing? Hey, Real, Kajit is here. Busy catching a big one, sweetie. Send him over here. Hey, well, I don't want to distract you from your big catch, Real. I don't think we have time to fish with you guys today, though. Rit got attacked by a monster on the lakeside, and his leg isn't looking so good. Allie's trying to make some treatment work for him, but she needs a sample of the creature. Have you seen anything weird lately? You know, we've had this strange critter breaking into our storage and gobbling up all our fish. Cats are terrified whenever it's around, but we've not been able to trap it. If it was stealing your fish, I wonder if we could bait it with some fish. That's a great idea, Kajit. Why don't you go over and talk to Real? She can get you two set up to fish up something for your plan. So Real is just over there, so you just turn this in. So basically he just repeats what was in the cutscene, and we have a how to fish tutorial here for the new players, as well as a fishing rod shop so they can get their first fishing rod. Unfortunately, the preview does not work on this, and then we are going to talk to Real over by the lake, so we're going to bait that pest. And she says the plan is sound. Let's catch a good old Mossmere fishy and use that as bait to lure out the monster. Take one of her old rods and cast your line and reel in. So this rod doesn't cost you anything. And she has the shop as well as rod. So you get your choice of gloves after you complete this. So we just have to catch one Mossmere fish. And then once you have that, we'll just go over and turn that in. And then we get to pick whichever gloves we want. I'm just going to stick with the Griswold plate. You can mix and match, though, if you want. Now that you have a fresh moss melt, go set it down the path a little. So, as I said, she has that shop there as well. And we're just going to zip over here until you find the glowy beam. And then we're going to hide behind this tree and wait for something to happen. So we have this sickly Mossmere Frogzard that showed up. I was really expecting it to be white, like they had described it. I got the sample. Did you see that thing? I've never seen a Frogzard like that before. No, I haven't. It was scary. It looked like it was in pain. Something was wrong with it. Probably was for the best that you put it down. But you got the sample, Loki Monster, and we can save Rit now. You're amazing. It was your idea, Kajit. You really saved the day. You really think so? Thanks, Loki Monster. Now let's head back to Allie and get this treatment made. So we're just going to turn in this, and we're going to get some shoulders for that. So now we have to return to Allie with the sample, and we're going to get some potions and mana potions for that. And just follow your quest arrow back to Allie. We got the sample you needed, Allie. Ah, great. Give it here. I'll get to work on it right away. Hands it over. A little startled. What's this? The vial itself looks like it's decaying. Rit wasn't kidding when he said it wasn't a normal Frogzard. I'll get to work on the treatment for him right away. In the meantime, that elk girl you came to town with is waiting for you. So she basically says exactly the same thing and then tells us to go see Celesta. So we just hop over here to see her. And she says, there you are. I see you found the monster that attacked Rit. With Allie working on a remedy for Rit and the rabid Frogzard taken care of, I think Gregory should have no problem letting us in now. Why don't you see if you can get the key from him? I'll admit, you really impressed me, Loki Monster. I'll bet Celesta's paying a pretty penny for your services. Hey, don't go saying that. Loki Monster will raise their prices if you feed their ego too much. Loki Monster laughs with Gregory. Deal is a deal. Here's the key to the mines. He hands that over. I don't know why, but my predecessor sealed off the mines. I don't know what you'll find down there. To help keep you safe, and as a thank you, I asked Gregory to forge you a new weapon. Oh my, you're really getting that Mossmerian hospitality. So he basically says the same thing, but he does say that he's heard horrible noises coming from the mine since they closed it after the collapse. And they just said that he didn't know why they closed it. That's a little bit confusing. We'll go over here and see Griswold. Ah, there you are. I'm going to forge you a new weapon of your choice as a thank you for helping us out. I also want to thank you personally for looking after my boy while you were out there. He's just been itching to get out of Mossmere for some time. Truthfully, I'm probably to blame for it. When he was younger, I told him stories of my time as a smith for the Guardians. I suppose I should be proud he wants to do good. Still, blood or not, he's my son, and I don't want him to get hurt. Kajit has a good heart. He may be inexperienced, but I think you've raised him well. I wouldn't worry too much about him. Maybe I'm being a bit too overprotective. Well, let's get that weapon made for you. So this time we have a choice between a sword and a shield, and a dagger and a rod and a staff. So I'm going to go with the sword and shield. So this is the set minus the cape and the boots I forgot to put on. I just wanted to show you them quick. And now you're going to have to go see Celesta. But it's pointing me this direction, but she's literally standing right there, which is a bit confusing. So you don't actually want that Celesta. You want the one over here. I've ordered lunch for us so we can eat before going into the mines. So this is like an introduction to the boosts. I don't want us marching into battle on an empty stomach. You're expecting to fight stuff in the mines? Truthfully, yes, I do. Celesta, you're not telling the full truth. What's in the mines? Even Gregory doesn't seem to know. I told you I came to research ancient magic. That was true, but the magic, I suspect... No worry, we will find there isn't the good kind. That's really awkward. They should throw that no worry at the end. Loki Monster, I've been around a long time. I've witnessed something awful in the past. Most of Laura's forgotten or moved on from. But I think what I saw all those years ago is coming back. And I've devoted my life to making sure that doesn't happen. What is it? The Shadow Scythe? No, far more ancient. It's called the Void. The Void? Yes, a primordial force of all-consuming nothingness. People have tried to wield it in the past, and the results are never good. Practicing void magic has been outlawed since before I was born. Its only use, its only purpose is to spread over creation, reducing the world back to its natural state. A darkness of never-ending nothingness free from the light of creation. If I'm right, what I'm feeling is the presence of the void. I felt it as a child. Lore? No. All of existence is in danger. I know it's a lot to ask, and I don't blame you if you feel misled. I know it's selfish, but I'm scared to do this alone. Besides, if we're lucky and I'm wrong, you get paid either way. I guess that's reassuring. But if you are right, and this void is back, then there's no way I can let you face it alone. Haha, I do know how to pick 'em. So for our next quest, we're going to have to grab the lunchbox and then talk to her again. And for that, we're going to get Pepin's Spicy Sandwich, which is a boost that's 3% XP, 3% class XP, and 3% attack. And this is exactly the same, but it's 3% armor instead of the 3% attack. So we're just going to go over here and grab this box. And those boosts last 10 minutes and they continue offline. So if you go offline, they keep going. So we're just going to turn that in. Now, if you want to get more boosts, there's a NPC here named Pepin, and they cost 300 gold apiece. Now we're going to head to the mine. So just follow your quest arrow to the mine and click on her here. Well, I'll give you the honors to open the mine. So you just want to click on this little sparkly you see here in front of it, and the gate opens. And here is the mine. That is a really cool looking map. Just quick look around. I feel something, but either way, we have to push forward, get deeper into the mine. Luckily, it seems the only thing standing in our way thus far are a few pebblars, nothing that we can't handle. So just follow your quest arrow and head towards the pebblars, and once you've killed 5 of them, you'll find Celesta further down. And you'll notice that it branches off into areas, so you're going to have to go different directions. We're blocked off. This place was an active mine for years. It's not out of the question they left some tools. The Blue Crystal Cave looks promising. Maybe we can find something. So we're going to backtrack a bit and then head down this little Blue Crystal corridor. And, there's a Rocky we got to kill, and you'll find a chest here. Nothing says possibly saving the world better than a chest full of dynamite. Surely this will be enough to blast a hole, seeing as my explosive personality wasn't enough. Honestly, rude of geology not to be emotionally vulnerable. And then head back to Celestia. She says, dynamite. Okay, that's Jimmy Walker's catchphrase from Good Times, and that's like 50 years old. Your age is showing, Artix. And she says, I was expecting a pickaxe, but this will do. The honor is all yours. Go ahead and place the explosives you found around the area. So you'll see these little sparkles. You just want to click on them. And then you want to ignite it. And boom, that is a great effect. So we got to go kill some more pebblars and then meet up with her further down the tunnel. And we've run into another rock slide. So we once again have to look around for something that helps. And I had actually had a hard time seeing this one tunnel. And I found some of them a little bit too dark. So we have a Rocky here to kill. And then we have another box. And we get some more dynamite. Head back. So we'll just place them and light them up. And I gotta point out the irony here that we couldn't blow up the door to get in, but apparently we could blow the living crap out of the entire mine. Okay. So we're just gonna head down to the tunnel until we run into these void. Oh no! That's a creature of the void. We need to find the source of this as soon as possible. So you just have to head down the tunnel, killing the voids, the number that are required, until you reach Celestia again. And then we have another rock slide. You know what it takes. Let's finish what we came for. Look around and see what you can find. So again, we're going to backtrack and find a side tunnel and get this chest. And then we have a void pebbler up here. And then we want to plant our explosives again when we get back to Celestia and ignite that. And I played with the sound off, and when I play with my alt, I'm going to make sure I have the sound on because I want to see what the kaboom is like. So we actually got a cape for this quest, and now I think our character is entirely equipped, and we are going to head down to this point and run into the void. That is really interesting. So then we just zip up to Celestia. Is worse than I thought. That's a void rift. A wound in the veil between our world and the void. Loki monster, back away. I need to close those before it spreads. Those? I only saw one. Oh, I see. There's another one up higher up there. Okay. That's a very cool animation. What the? Okay, I barely even saw that. Something fell on me. And I am waking up in the mind. I love those plants. We need them for housing. We need a lot of this stuff for housing, those lamps. I really want to explore that way, but we're going to head the way it tells us. And look at those swords sticking out of the rocks. That's cool. And we're going to head down here. And who is this? What is... Oh. Well, that's the first time I've run into another player here. And that looks like death. I've been expecting you. Who are you? Where are we? I go by many names. However, I suspect you know me best as Death. I shepherd souls of the fallen into the afterlife. Wait, Death? I died? Yes, awfully. An unfortunate accident within the Mossmere mines. A rock fell on you during the cave-in. What are the chances? Death and ruin seems to be a trend amongst her companions. I don't usually intervene in such affairs, but I believe Lore needs you. Lore needs me? Yes, but do not be foolish as to believe it's destiny or fate. Your corpse just happened to be at the right place at the right time. You see, the so-called Void King has returned. As we speak, your companion is fighting his forces back in the mortal realm. The Void, but I watched Celeste close that rift. But one of many across our world, Vayne and his forces seek to use these rifts to allow the Void to consume all. And you're going to help us? Why? Even if everything dies, isn't that good for you? Naive child, I do not take joy in death and suffering of mortals. The cycle of life and death is natural and required for existence to continue. If Vayne, that fool, has his way, life, death, nothing will be left. Which is why I am breaking every rule a Reaper must follow and risking sending you back. I've assisted a mortal before, granting them a second chance. Do not make me regret it like I did last time. Now rise, Loki monster, unite with Celestia and save Lore. I really suspect that it was Celestia he sent back, and that's why I got this bad feeling, bad vibe off of her. I hope that's not what it is, because then they've made this way too obvious. Oh my gosh. Really, Death? You could have put me outside the collapsing mine. I gotta get out of here. I can't waste my second chance. So now we got to follow the arrow and get out of here, and you don't stop and click on the sparkles apparently, and it's quite a long run down here. I've got this really sped up. I don't know if we're actually supposed to be avoiding anything, if I just like lucked out and nothing hit me, or if things might actually hit you. So there are a few more minutes left to this saga, and this seems like a good spot to call it a video, and I will see you in the next one. And that one won't be nearly as long as the first two, and I'll cover the new boss as well as some of the rewards we're getting. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.